random order. You can see that there are 16 squares, 5 into 5 is 25 squares, and 2 to 12, you obviously have a lot of numbers which will be repeated. If you can see, you see 11 being repeated here. I'm showing the cursor for you to see. You can see that 10 is again repeated here. 2 is also repeated here twice. You have 8, which is repeated here once, twice here. You have 5, which is repeated once and twice here. You have 6, which is not repeated. It occurs only once. So the children can write it in any way. You can write a number appearing 3 times. You can write a number not appearing at all. You can write a number which comes in only once. It is up to the children. So each child has this in her sheet of paper wherever they are sitting in the virtual classroom. So here, all I ask is keep the dice ready. Do you all know the dice, the game that we play with Ludo, etc.? You have 2 of those, which is dice. The reason we say write from 2 to 12 is because you have dice, the dots are from 1 to 6. You have 1 dot on one particular surface, you have 2 on another one, you have 3 on another one, you have 4 on another one, 5, and then 6. So like that, we have 2 of them. So the way the dice is rolled, whatever falls on that particular thing in terms of a 1 and a 6 coming in, they have to add those 2 numbers and write. I hope it is clear for all of you. Let me just come back. I hope it is clear for all of you. The way it is done is, the grid is a 5 by 5 grid. You write any numbers from 2 to 12. There are 25 boxes. Obviously, the numbers are going to be repeated. So you can write 2, 2, 2, 3 times maybe. You can write 3 only once maybe. You can write 4, 4, 4 times or 2 times or 3 times, how many ever times. You have dice. You have the 6-sided cube, you know, the dice which you have. If you don't have, there is also something which is called the virtual dice roller on the net available for you. If you just type virtual dice, you will get it. And every time you click the button, it will simulate saying the dice is rolling and it has come to a 5 and a 4. So here you're talking about addition. For example, for the primary children, you want to talk about addition. 5 plus 4 is 9. So if they have a 9, they can place a counter, or they can actually put a cross or whatever it is and keep it there. Then if they have, next time you roll, it is a 6 and a 3. So 6 plus 3 is again 9. So if you have repeated the number, it always helps also. So that's why children understand that, oh, I need to repeat a lot of these numbers and at least I should have once it comes in somewhere. 9. If, for example, there is a 9 written far away and the 9 written close to what they have written, they have to form a line of 3 straight or 3 in terms of horizontal, vertical or diagonal. So I'm going to show you how I have done that. I've just done it with different colors so that you know it is the first time they have rolled it, the second time they have rolled it. So here, the first time we roll it, it's a 9. So the child places the counter there. The next time again the counter is there in 9, and when we have rolled it, the teacher rolls it and says, now all of us are going to follow what the teacher has rolled and said. So it's not like each one separately rolls it at their home. Teacher rolls and now she says it is a 4 and a 4. So they place it at 8 there. So the reason I've covered it with orange is it's the second turn. The third turn will be in blue for you to know why I'm placing it in that particular way. Again, when I roll it the next time, it actually comes in as, again, it is a 6 and a 2. So they know the combination of a 4 and a 4 also being 8 and a 6 and a 2 also being 8. And now this child smartly placed the counter here because she or he is actually wanting to do the diagonal here so that they make it in a straight line here. They could also make it in this particular way where here. So both ways they are keeping it open. And now when you see the next time it rolls, it is a 2 and a 1. So here you see, we are also making place for it to come as a horizontal one here. And then we have the next one again, it is a 1 and a 3. So it becomes a 4. So here they form what is called as the horizontal they have made, and that child becomes the winner. So there's a lot of mental calculation and smart in terms of a smart play, in terms of logical thinking on where do I place my counter, because 2 is given in one place here and it's also given in another place here. Why should I place my counter here? Because I want to make it into a straight line if I get a chance to get a 10 or a 12. Or maybe I just want to make sure that I get it in the diagonal line. So the person who does it first becomes the winner. So this game can be tweaked in various ways. This was just for the primary. So you can also do it in terms of subtraction. So you can say that you keep a target. In this subtraction, we are not going to do 6 minus 3, not the simple one. We are going to make it more difficult for the children, or rather a little more challenging. I won't say difficult, challenging for the children. So you say you have a target. You can choose any target which is more than 20. The reason being so that you can subtract and you can get those numbers. Assume that I have the target of 30. Now I am rolling my dice. If the dice comes to 3 and 5, I know that 3 plus 5 is 8. But I'm not going to stop there. It is also an addition and a subtraction. How many points did you first have? 30 points. That was something that all of us have 30. I have 30, you have 30, next person has 30, all the children in our class have 30. From 30, they cut this 3 and 5, so that comes to 22, and they place the target on that number 22 if they have it in the grid. And similarly, they continue. Suppose the next time it comes to 4 and 1. So 4 plus 1 is 5. From 30, if I cut out 5, it will become 25. Then I have to place my counter on that. So the subtraction in terms of how you can, reduce the terms, or rather do a faster mental subtraction, because subtraction is also a difficult concept for the children. So generally when you say 30 minus 8, children will be thinking, is it 22 or is it 12? I'm confused. So then this way, when they do it, they know that yes, 30 minus 8, instead of doing 30 minus 8, I do 30 minus 10, which is 20. But then 8 is much, much lesser than 10, right? So I have to have the 2 added, which makes it 22. So the children in the middle school can do multiplication. So whatever digits come in there, they could have it as 6 multiplied by 3 or 4 multiplied by 6, and then place the counters, and whoever gets the jaldi 5 or in a row, it depends on what you want to discuss with the children. And you also have division. So you can play multiple things with just the same board game which we have just made, and children can actually do a lot of these things. And this is the YouTube channel that I was talking to you about. You have a lot of things with respect to, how you can have storytelling and puppet making for the pre-primary, or you can have geometry. How do I understand squares and triangles? How do I understand squares and rectangles? Or what do I mean by circles? Why do I read about circles? Do I ever need? What are the games that I can play with the children in terms of why?